XRP's price has been bouncing around a fair bit recently, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you an update on my technical analysis on XRP, sharing my thoughts and opinions as to where I think the price action is heading next. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, and let's take a look at what's going on here with XRP. So this is XRP paired up with USDT. We're on the 1 hour Binance chart here, and you can see that we got rejected from the 200 hourly yesterday. This is actually kind of a bit of a strange anomaly because this move to the upside was a little bit more aggressive than we were initially thinking, and this actually does put us into a very interesting spot for our initial kind of thoughts. So in the previous videos that we've been putting out, we've been looking for a fifth wave move to the downside, looking for 48.49 to 50.04. There's a few things that have to happen this week for XRP, right? So the bulls are looking for an aggressive move to the upside, and I'll talk more about this probably on Sunday, where they're looking to kind of close that position above 55 cents, whereas the bears just need it to be closing lower than 55 cents. And if they can push the price down lower, then it might actually be in a really strong position. Now, this wick to the upside that we saw yesterday at 1300 hours, I said it was interesting. It's interesting because if I go ahead and snap a line on here and then move this line over to the left-hand side, you can see that it did not break into a higher high. Instead, it is a lower high here and clean rejection from the 200 EMA. It's interesting because we are looking for a 5-wave move to the downside inside this fifth wave. And so we can be looking at this through that idea and that lens that this was a wave 2 that was very aggressive in the way that it moved up and basically grabbing some liquidity out of the market, but puts us into a interesting spot for a wave 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so to me, unless of course we can breach into a new higher high, so basically coming up higher than we were up here previously at 54.59, and like I say, ultimately looking for 55 cents or higher, we are actually in a bearish time for XRP where we can really see things hitting a bit of a concern at around 50.53, a little bounce up and then another move into these lower ranges to complete out our fifth wave movement. Okay, I've spoken a lot about Elliott wave over the years. It's a complex subject. This is why I put together the course. So if you want to, and you're keen to learn, check out Elliott wave's theory course that I put together over at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀.com. It's all linked in the description down below, and the importance of it is, in my opinion, vital because it helps you understand not only these videos better, but also helps you understand the sentiment that goes behind all of the movements. So when we have 5-wave move like this, and we're inside this fifth wave move at the moment, we are tracking a couple of different things that potentially go on here, but we are tracking 5-wave move to the downside. Okay, and that's kind of where we're looking now. In a diagonal, that could be a 3-wave move, but we're not in a diagonal, so we are in fact tracking for 5, or we're looking for 5. The question just simply becomes, have we finished the wave, which is a possible scenario that we haven't, and for that we'll be looking for the bulls to break out above 57.78 to break that idea altogether, right? So to prevent us from going down lower in this pattern, the bulls have to really rally up towards 58 cents. Now at the moment, the 200 EMA, the 200 exponential moving average, is proving to us that the sentiment is bearish, not bullish right now. The 5-wave pattern that's appearing here as well is also very interesting, with a leading diagonal coming in here as well. Okay, so we have the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5 in a diagonal based pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like so. And then we're tracking the idea that maybe this is also going to be leading us down a little bit further. So what's the next opportunity here? What's the trade opportunity, right? This is ultimately what we're going to be talking about today. So the trade opportunity is to go short on XRP. We're going to be using the previous swing high as our stop loss on this one, okay? And so we're going to be looking for an entry with a stop loss higher than basically the previous high. So we'll look for higher than 54.59, so hypothetically 54.63. Okay, we're going to look for a good entry, and then we're going to target down here, and I'm going to target 50.5 cent levels. Now we could enter at market and it's still going to be a great risk reward ratio at 2.47, but I suspect there's actually still potential in this for a little bit more to the upside. So again, it doesn't really matter terribly too much if we use proper risk management through this one, but you can see the trade idea that we have here is to basically capture this wave 3 movement. Now internally, of course, we are tracking the idea that this is a wave 2. We look for the 3, the 4, the 5. So it's going to be obviously smaller time frames with different structures, etc., etc. But for the most part, we're just going to be looking at the hourly here for this particular trade idea. Now, when it comes to this trade idea, we can see that momentum is supporting a bearish move on the 8 and 4 hour timeframes, and the hourly chart still has some form of progression to the upside. It doesn't have to move all the way up to overbought, and you can kind of see here that we have a little bit of a cross, right? The yellow line crossing the white line, or the white line crossing the yellow line. This is a bearish cross at the moment. Whether it stands and holds that way, and no guarantees, as you can see previously. It can crisscross a little bit, but basically it's showing you that momentum is shifting. It's changing right now. And again, you can see that right inside here as well. So momentum wise, it's very interesting time. And I think it does support the idea of an XRP short. Now, if we take a look at the divergence indicator, there's no divergences here. We are still above the 50 level. And of course, we are looking to see whether or not we're going to get any divergences here in the coming little while. It doesn't look like we will, but it'll be interesting to see whether or not this relative strength index, this yellow line, actually does increase and goes above the previous peak. If it does that, then that's going to be a very interesting tell for the price action going further forward. So we'll keep a close eye on that as well. Taking a look at the volume profiles, as we are pushing up into this move, we can see volumes are decreasing here. So it's not looking the best for a kind of continuation of this. Very interesting to see whether we could get another test of the 200 EMA, which will be a really good snipe position there if we can get another rejection from the 200 EMA. Because of course, I do think the next position is going to be to go short on XRP's price action. No guarantees, of course. If we do breach that high of 54.59, then we're going to have to look at this through the lens of a irregular flat correction and still inside the wave for a bigger break to the upside. So if we do cross the this 54.59 and hit our stop loss, we want to go long on that price action, not short. Tight stop loss lower than the 50 EMA, and we want to target out probably the higher range of our yellow box, which was this one right here, coming in around 56 cents. Like I say, this weekly close is very, very vital for XRP bulls, so they are going to be giving it a bit of a push, in my opinion, over the weekend. But as it sits today, we are still in this bearish pattern, so this is the one that we're going to go with in terms of trading. And talking about trading, Blowfin are at it again. If you're looking for a chance to score some serious USDT rewards, you've come to the right place. Blowfin, the cryptocurrency exchange, is hosting a fantastic promotion where you can grab your share of a massive 100,000 USDT pool. Yes, you heard that right, 100,000 USDT up for grabs. Blowfin is welcoming new users in the best way possible. If you sign up on their platform and start trading, you'll be eligible to get a slice of that 100,000 USDT pool. Imagine diving into trading and getting a chance to get some of that sweet USDT just for being active on the platform. Here's how you can get involved and get in on the action. Step 1, click the referral link in the description down below to sign up to Blowfin. Step 2, once you've signed up, you can start trading on the platform. And step 3, by participating in trades, you'll be in the running to claim a part of that 100,000 USDT pool. It's that easy. So don't wait around. If you've been thinking about getting into trading or are looking for a new exchange to try out, now is the perfect time to make your move. Use the link in the description down below to sign up on Blowfin, start trading, and get your chance to bag some of that sweet USDT. Okay, so there you have it. Join Blowfin using the link in the description down below. Terms and conditions do apply. This is all found on the Blowfin website using the link in the description. This is something that Blowfin are doing independently. This is not affiliated with YouTube. It's not affiliated with Cheeky Crypto in any way. It is just something that Blowfin are running right now. So go ahead, check it out. All the terms and conditions can be found on the link down below. Okay, let's roll this up into a daily time frame. On the daily time frame, guys, you can see that we have found support in this lower range between 50.31 and 52.27. This is that initial range. But of course, this, in my opinion, is the way forward, where we are finding our daily resistance levels are the 200 EMA, the 50 EMA, the 50 SMA, as you can kind of see here. What is really interesting to me is that we are really only a few days away from a death cross on this daily time frame. Essentially, that yellow line is the 50 simple moving average, and when it crosses lower than the 200 day exponential moving average, the white line, we are going to be seeing a death cross. Essentially, short-term price action is lower than longer-term price action, and traders will react accordingly. Obviously, it is laggy. It only shows you what's already happened, but it will be an emotional reaction to it, which is why I think we are tracking this bearish move to to the downside. The 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 structure, looking for the fifth wave. Once we've had that fifth wave, I'm looking for a relief rally, a 3-wave move upwards, where we'll come back up into this previous area of resistance before going down once again in an additional 5-wave fashion. Okay, and I do think we are going to be testing out some of these lower ranges in due course for XRP's price action. Now, what's going to get you there? What's going to create such a dramatic shift in the market? Who knows? All I can tell you is that the sentiment is there for that kind of move, and then basically the participants, the buyers, the sellers, they are just looking for excuses to pull the trigger. Okay, they're either going to be selling for some kind of really bearish news that comes out there, or they're going to be buying, and they're just waiting for whatever it is to happen, right? Essentially, the market is, as you can kind of see, in this kind of state of situation where it hasn't closed above a key level and it hasn't closed lower than a key level. You can see it's just ranging sideways. And let me go ahead and snap that right inside there so you can see this position that we haven't had any bullish closes inside this range between 53.4 and 54.59, and likewise we haven't had any bearish closes in this slightly lower range down here either for quite some time. Okay, again, this range coming in at 52.09 to 52.54. The market essentially is just waiting for an excuse to either sell big or buy big. Okay, and we can't see exactly what that sentiment looks like outside of this move just yet. I think we're in a bearish position based on the sentiment of everything that's led us to this point, so we want to bear that in mind. Of course, we can break up a little bit higher if needs be, and unless, of course, we breach this swing low at 57.78, we remain bearish. Now, there is, of course, the big elephant in the room. The higher that the wave 4 goes, the lower that our wave 5 goes. So in a nutshell, we kind of want this to be the high to protect the price. We want a small move to the downside to play out so that we can then have the bigger relief rallies to the upside, right? Of course, I don't care which way it goes personally because I can trade it accordingly. But for the most part, if you're a hodler, you're going to want to basically take the short-term pain for the long-term gain. If you go for the short-term gain, you're going to have long-term pain. Okay, so we want to bear that in mind. But where we are right now is kind of in line with those broader expectations that we have on the market. We're still looking for some good moves in the long run, but ultimately, until we have more clarity from what's going on with the SEC, I think we are just bouncing between the high and the low ranges, as I've mentioned many times before. 75 to 85 cents is going to be 75 is the upper range, and that lower range does come in there at 56 cents. So 66 to 75 cents on the higher range, and on the lower side it is 33 to 46 cents. Basically, the price has been bouncing between these areas since November 2023, and it hasn't really changed in any major way. So where we sit right now, we can still see those bigger bullish breakouts, but they're just not going to happen just yet, in my opinion. We have to kind of appreciate that this is going to take a little bit longer to play on out before we get into those next kind of really big bullish breakout situations. But of course, these are just my thoughts and opinions on the data in the charts as I personally see it. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below, or join us in our free Discord server. We would love to hear what you all think. And guys, if you have found this video helpful, smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and don't forget to check out this video right here. It's not one you're going to want to miss.